Hi everyone, we're going to be adjusting, or also known as scaling, a recipe for assignment 10. I'm able to find 2 online recipes. Got mine open and ready, and adjust 60 servings. So in order to do that, we need to have our desired yield and divide that by our current yield, which will give us the conversion factor. Once we have that, we can multiply it by our current ingredient amount, which will give us our desired ingredient amount. And we'll dig into the recipe to see what that looks like. So there is a blank table in your book, or blank table in the book on page 201. There's also one that's already filled out on page 186. So the first one I did was a pork, white bean, and kale soup. We'll scroll down to the recipe. 6 servings. So here's the recipe. So the first thing I did is just move everything over. The recipe just right as it is under the ingredient recipe amount. My table does look a little bit different than the one in the book. I have a couple extra columns here. I changed that for the measurement so I can fully utilize Excel. You'll see what that looks like in just a moment. So I have them straight over. There's also shorthand of measurements. If you do not know those and would like to use those, please look them up. If you don't know and just want to write it out, tablespoon, that's fine, or TBSP, whatever works for you. I'm not going to be picky on that. I just need to know what it is. So over here, we'll just look at what I have. So I have the whole recipe in here. Now, some things you need to adjust. So that's what this new amount is for. So in order to properly convert the recipe, we want to make it in the smallest unit possible. So 1 pound is 16 ounces. Now, this may be not the best example because, multiply by 10, that's still nice and easy. But not all times and not all conversion factors will make it a nice, easy conversion like this one. So it's really important to move it over to the smallest unit possible. So I have it again over here in cup. Move it over to 8 fluid ounces. And we also have the broth at 1 quart, which is 4 cups or 32 ounces. Below this video, I also have some links attached or pictures to download about conversion charts for you, as well as a site that kind of does a lot of the work for you to help make this assignment a little bit easier for you guys. So then we'll come over here. So the conversion factor. So that's our desired servings, the 60, divide by the 6 servings that it makes. So we know we need to multiply it by 10. So then over here is why I did not multiply, or I did not leave the units in there. So we'll come over here. I already kind of have this filled in. So for the crushed red pepper, we need to take 1/4 teaspoon and multiply by 10. So on all these converted ones, you make it nice and easy. You can just equals the conversion factor, multiply the amount. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Enter. There we go. And it's going to do all the work for you. Or, you can tell just 1 times 10. Not all of them you really need to use Excel for. Do whatever you like. I said this one was a very easy conversion. I didn't realize how easy that one was. The other one's a little bit more complicated. So then now we know how much total we need. Now this next one, it just makes it easier to understand if it's not as neat over here. So like 10 tablespoons. Now it might be a little bit more tedious taking out, getting 10 tablespoons of that. So it could also be 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons. The 160 ounces, when we know that was still the 10 pounds of meat. So make sure you keep whatever unit you're using, have the unit measurement right there with it. So 40 cl for cloves. Now in here we have the 20 teaspoons. So like I said, we have different charts. To see if I think I have them open here. So 20, that's a lot of extra math here to do it this way. Oh, I can show you the other way. So I just Googled convert unit. There we go. So I put in the 20 teaspoons, so that gives you 7 tablespoons. Or you can pull down and look whatever other units you want to use. You can also use this for mass as well. So either one that you're going to be using. Where did I go? Volume. Okay. And so on and so forth till you get to the whole thing. On the other one, so that one I had to make the recipe bigger. This next example is making the recipe smaller. So this potato salad recipe I had feeds 110 people. So I wrote it all out as well, the 35 pounds of potatoes, and I moved it over to ounces. Now my conversion factor is not as nice as the other one. So you can either take it on through and then adjust from there if you want to round up or round down, or you can do it now. And still you're going to need to round at some point in time. These are not going to be nice. Yeah, that's not a good example. All those are nice and even. They're not going to be, oh, right here. So we have 1.1 tablespoons of salt. So you can, you know, just make that 1 tablespoon, or you can make it 1 tablespoon plus a dash. It's really up to you. You're the chef on what you decide you want to do. I mean, that 1.275, maybe just go with a 1/4 teaspoon. It's a little light. And once again, maybe add another pinch of it. It's all your choice. Make sure either you, on a separate document, have the link to the recipe, or you can just have it right down below. I think on the assignment I asked you to put it in a separate one, but that's really not necessary. It'd be a lot easier for everyone if you put it on here instead of opening up another paper. Whatever you want to do is just fine by me. Please let me know if you have any more questions. Like I said, double check below this video and I'll have some more links with it that make the assignment a little bit easier. Thanks guys. Good luck. Oh.